Hello and welcome to our Laudato Si week interview series. My name is Jonathan Pruitt. I am the Environmental Justice Program Coordinator at Catholic Charities, Diocese of Stockton. Thank you for joining this video. We are here providing interviews for different parishioners and also priests on different ways that they're incorporating Laudato Si across the nation and most importantly, in our own diocese itself. Here I have Father Misael, the great Father Misael.
Great, thank you.
And he was able to make some time to be able to speak on Laudato Si. And please, I'll turn it over to you to give an introduction to everyone and how long you've been part of the church and been a priest.
Okay, well, first of all, very happy to do this again because the first time you were not recording, and I was just afraid that you were not gonna say the great Father Misael like you said last time. I am glad. I feel much better. No, but I've been a priest for 21 years, and I've been in this diocese most of my life. And I've been a pastor here at San Francisco de Roma Church in Riverbank for the last 9 years. Yeah, very happy to be a priest, and I'm trying to convince Jonathan to join me to join the church, but I haven't had any luck. But I keep praying. So please put this in the recording. We need more vocations, okay?
Okay, I'll make sure that's in the recording. So, Laudato Si week is coming up is actually, because this is pre-recorded, it's actually starting tomorrow on the 16th. Tell me, how does Laudato Si speak to you?
More than ever, with everything that's going on, and, the pandemic, I think it really speaks to me in the sense that we need to, I think God is talking to us. He always speaks to us in different ways, not just in the Bible, but, with the things that are going on in our lives. And certainly with this pandemic, I think he's telling us, take this more seriously because this is serious, and we have seen that, how the pandemic is showing us what we are doing with our common home, as Pope Francis rightly says, and that things could be much better if we really, take take this seriously and take care of this beautiful world. I was just, we can see we have the air is cleaner, and I think, but on the other hand, besides just seeing how beautiful our world is, because we're able to see the air, we're able to hear birds singing because there's not so much noise. I think on the other side, I was just listening in the radio that obviously, air pollution is a big factor in people's health, and there it has been proven that in the areas where there's high rates of pollution, there's been a high number of deaths related to the COVID-19. So it's important that we take care of our health. But if as much as we want to do, if we don't have clean air, then it's gonna be impossible. And another thing that that really speaks to me very, urgently, is what Pope Francis, and that I would like to share. That the first thing he says in his encyclical, he says, Saint Francis of Assisi reminds us that our common home is like a sister with which we share our lives. The sister now mourns us for the harm we have caused her for our responsible use and abuse of the goods God has replaced in her. So that's one of the quotes that really speaks to me, and it helps me to, really take this more seriously and be more responsible.
What are some steps you're taking right now in terms of, really taking action to Pope Francis's Laudato Si call to action?
Well, I'm doing a few things, but it's not enough. I was planning this year, to do a little bit more in this area, but we have this pandemic, and so everything is on standby for now. But I think it's very important. But so what I've been doing since the beginning of the year is uh, one of my New Year resolutions was to promote the importance of taking care of our environment. And after each mass, I will give people tips on simple things like trying to walk more and use your car less, and not using electricity if you don't need it. So simple things that I'm sure people can do. And actually, some people were saying, Father, I like what you're doing. It's very simple, and I'm trying to do my part. Okay. Uh, so that's one of the things that I was doing. Also, uh, I well, this in April, Earth Day, I I preach uh, about that, in my homily. I think it's important that we priests uh, uh, use our, this calling that God has given us to promote the importance of taking care of our common home. Okay, and what else? I with I'm trying to get the youth involved in all of this, because I mean we are kind of exiting this world pretty soon, and they're the ones, that I mean we all have to care, but especially the young, because they're the ones who are going to replace all the old people. And their future is in jeopardy, I think, if they don't do something about it. So I'm trying to, I invited someone from Catholic Charities to come and talk to them about the importance of the environment, and encourage them to read Laudato Si. Uh, so I think, it's not too much, but I think that's better than nothing. But like I said, I wanna, hopefully, after things get to some kind of normalcy, we will do something, more organized. So that's it.
Why or how is Laudato Si representative to your own parish, your own community?
What do you mean?
Example, is climate change affecting in your neighborhood or in your own parish, your own parishioners?
Well, I there's a large um, population of elderly in my community, and like I said, if we don't have clean air, obviously this affects them directly, their health overall, and I'm really concerned about that. Uh, um, Also, I have many immigrants in my community, farm workers, and all of this really affects them if they're not, the precautions that people should be taking, like with this pandemic. Uh, we need to make sure that they have, that they take care of their health. Uh, that there's hand sanitizer, all of that. All of that is provided in their workplace, and some people are not doing it. So that I think that's important. And just I think that uh, if our farm workers, okay, are not, they're essential workers, okay, and all of this is really affecting them, and because we could be doing more, to take care of the environment, because they're the ones on the front lines, okay, and they're the ones that breathe in all the polluted air, because they're out there working in the fields, and that, with the fertilizers, uh, sometimes, many agricultural workers, or their bosses, the owners, okay, sometimes they don't really care when they use their pesticides and fertilizers. I'm not sure if they're really taking considering how it's going to affect the health of the workers, the health of of the environment.
Do you have any a story that people should know about that connects either Laudato Si or just a random story you think people should know?
What do you mean? Like a story?
A story or any last words that we
Oh,
should.
last word. Well, I wanna, I think one of the things that we're learning from this pandemic is that we were not really prepared for it, and and I think God is giving us an opportunity to be prepared and to be ready for the next crisis. In a way, we already have it, but is going to get worse, and I'm referring to the climate change. Okay, what are we doing? I don't think we're not doing enough. Uh, and it's everyone's responsibility, but I think especially the responsibility of our political leaders. Okay, I think I don't know how to call it, but I think there's a pandemic of indifference, uh, in the sense that some of them, they're not doing enough. Uh, they're not taking this seriously and addressing climate change the way we should be doing it. Uh, and that's very serious. Our survival, our lives, our future depends on whether we do something about it. And we need to be preparing now. We need to, hopefully, this pandemic will wake us up and see, this is a very serious crisis. And the next big crisis is going to be climate change. Okay. So hopefully we will uh, take this more seriously. And I want to show you someone. Just a minute. See. This is my son. This is my little dog, Winky. And I think we need to take care of our common home not just for humans, but for these little creatures that God loves too. That's it. Cut.
Well, I'm
Say
glad.
hello.
Um,
Say hello.
you're definitely right. We definitely have to care for all creation, both animals, plants, and humans. And I'm proud, and I'm glad to be able to have a conversation with you, knowing you are really providing a really change in your parish on really focusing care for creation through humanity, but also through real life, through prayer, through to everyday situations. And so with that, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking the time. Round 2 of our recording.